County Commissioners for Washington County here on December the 14th at 6:30. We're a bit behind, but after our executive session, and we'll go ahead and open the meeting. Our first order of business today is our prayer and our pledge. Our prayer will be led by Commissioner Williams and our pledge by Commissioner Malone.
Our Father, we come to you with grateful hearts that we have entered the Christmas season. Help us keep the real meaning of it in our hearts. But right now we ask for your guidance on our Washington County Commission, that what we pass and what we say and what we do is all for the betterment of the citizens and to bring glory to you. We thank you in our Savior's name. Amen.
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 All right, Commissioner Malone, if you'll go ahead with our pledge.
If you'll join me in honoring the flag, I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the
United States of America and to the republic which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you all so much. Our next item is the roll call. Madam Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
Here.
Edens.
Here.
Davenport.
Here.
Matherly.
Here.
Tate.
Here.
Malone.
Here.
Williams.
Here.
Carragher.
Here.
Jones.
Here.
Hester.
Here.
Stefan.
Here.
Wheeler.
Here.
Ford. 13 present, 2 absent.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. 13 present and 2 absent. Our next item is the determination of essential function of our governing body and approval of this essential agenda that we bring to you this evening. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So approved.
Motion made by Commissioner Williams.
I'll second the motion.
Second by Commissioner Malone. Any questions or discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, would you call the roll to approve the agenda?
Clyde.
Yes.
Fitzgerald.
Yes.
Edens.
Yes.
Davenport.
Yes.
Matherly.
Yes.
Tate.
Yes.
Malone.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Carragher.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Hester.
Yes.
Stefan.
Yes.
Wheeler.
Yes.
13 yes.
Thank you. And the motion passes to approve the agenda. Our next item is our public hearings. We do not have any public hearings this evening. We do not have any rezonings. You'll find the Planning and Zoning Commission minutes in your packet. Our next item is special recognition and proclamation. Our Mayor Grandy.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As you know, we've been dealing with this pandemic thing now for 9 months, and the frontline caregivers are just flat worn out, and so felt it was appropriate to give them a little boost and thank them and tell them exactly how much we appreciated their efforts and their continuing efforts. as they face daily challenges. So this proclamation states, whereas on March 11th, 2020, the World Health Organization declared the coronavirus disease outbreak a global pandemic, and the following day, the governor of the state of Tennessee issued an executive order declaring a state of emergency. And whereas in the 269 days since March 20th, 2020, when Ballot Health confirmed the first positive test of a Washington County resident in their system, this communicable respiratory disease became a local concern, and the number of active cases and virus-related fatalities have steadily risen, making this region's death rate the highest in Tennessee currently. And whereas, in addition to home care, assisted living facilities, nursing homes, rehabilitation hospitals, and other medical care centers, the Johnson City Medical Center, located in Washington County, is a 445-bed regional tertiary referral center for the entire service area and one of 5 level 1 trauma centers in the state of Tennessee. And whereas each positive test and each fatality represents a local life, one that is cared for by someone beyond family in the most important and influential position on the front line. And whereas frontline caregivers are at risk of exposure on the job, in addition to the risk in their personal lives, because they work directly with patients who may be ill, they faced increased risk for a very high level of exposure to the virus that causes COVID-19, as well as ever-increasing anxiety and trauma resulting from this chronic stress. And whereas on a national level, studies show that 26.6% of frontline caregivers are at increased risk from COVID-19 due to age and chronic conditions, and because Washington County has a higher average age demographic and, in comparison to the rest of Tennessee, a higher risk of some chronic diseases. Local frontline caregivers may be more likely to be exposed to someone who is very ill with COVID-19, evidenced by, to date, over 100 staff at long-term care facilities in Washington County are identified as COVID-19 cases. And whereas, in addition to caring for patients with COVID-19, our frontline caregivers include EMS workers, 911 employees, detention center employees, housekeeping and other workers in these fields, and others who are called to care for increasing COVID-19 cases, in addition to all the other health conditions that impact our county, trauma, chronic illness, depression, and so on. Therefore, be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Washington County, Tennessee, that Washington County calls on its citizens to not only recognize and honor this community's frontline caregivers, but also identify, support, protect, and defend this vital part of our community that is closest to the enemy, COVID-19, adopted by the county legislative body.
Right. Do we have a motion to approve the proclamation?
I'll move to approve this.
Motion made by Commissioner Jones, seconded by Commissioner Davenport to approve the proclamation. All in favor of that motion signify by, well, Madam Clerk, we'll have to call the roll. I'm sorry.
Mr. Chairman, I'll jump in there. I'll call the roll for you.
Thank you.
Commissioner Light?
Yes.
Commissioner Fitzgerald?
Yes.
Commissioner Edens?
Yes.
Commissioner Davenport?
Yes.
Commissioner Matherly?
Yes.
Commissioner Kate?
Yes.
Commissioner Malone?
Yes.
Commissioner Williams?
Yes.
Commissioner Carragher?
Yes.
Commissioner Jones?
Yes.
Commissioner Tester?
Yes.
Commissioner Huffine?
Yes.
Commissioner Wheeler?
Yes.
And Commissioner Ford is absent. So that's 13 yes, 2 absent.
13 yes and 2 absent, and the proclamation passes. And I know we all are appreciative of our healthcare workers and I owe them a great debt of gratitude. So we do have a special visitor tonight with us. Susan, isn't that right? Did we have a special visitor?
Yes, sir. We did. He is joining us now. As soon as he gets in the room, I'll ask him to introduce himself.
Oh, there. Oh, it's Santa.
Ho, ho, ho. I'm here tonight to request permission to land multiple times in Washington County on the night of December the 24th. With all that's going on, I figure asking for permission is in order this year. The magic of Christmas protects me, the reindeer, and my elves from spreading or catching COVID-19. So there is no threat when I slide down the chimney. Remember, good boys and good girls mind their grown-ups, wear their face masks, stay 6 feet apart from others, and wash their hands without being told.
Santa, thank you so much, and we really appreciate you coming. And I guess I need a motion to clear that up, clear our airways and everything for you over Washington County, don't I?
That would be appreciated.
I would like to make a motion for Santa to land in Washington County.
A second.
All right, motion made by Commissioner Jones and seconded by Commissioner Kate to keep our airways clear and Santa ready to land. Santa, we appreciate you coming, and I know we'll all be wearing our masks too, and it's always good to bring a smile, and you've done that here tonight. We appreciate you. So all in favor of the motion?
Thank you. Merry Christmas to all. And to all
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
So let's have one vote there for Santa. We're not going to call the roll, but all in favor of voting for Santa, signify by saying aye.
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 All right. We sure did enjoy Santa tonight. All right, I'll get back on track now. Our next item is to receive the minutes of our November 23rd meeting of the Board of County Commissioners. Do I have a motion?
So
So
moved.
moved.
Made by Commissioner Carriger, seconded by Commissioner Light to receive the minutes of the 23rd meeting. Madam Clerk, if you'll call the roll, please.
Aye.
Yes.
Fitzgerald.
Yes.
Edens.
Yes.
Davenport.
Yes.
Matherly.
Yes.
Tate.
Yes.
Malone.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Carriger.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Chester.
Yes.
Combine.
Yes.
Wheeler.
Yes.
13 yes, 2 absent.
13 yes, 2 absent, and the motion passes. All right, our next item is the County Mayor's Report. Mayor Grandy.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and not quite fair following Santa, but we'll just have to do the best we can. Really, the only thing I had tonight was just wanted to remind everybody that the audit has been finalized, and as I believe everybody was sent a copy. There are hard copies here for anybody that would like to pick and have it for their very own. Just like to note a couple of bullet points from the audit. It was an unqualified audit, which is what you want to have, and clean opinion on financial statements. This audit represents 5 consecutive years of being awarded the Excellence in Financial Reporting by the Government Finance Officers Association, which is, really excellent. Just side note that The audit shows increases in all major government fund balances, that there was no new debt issued last year, and $7,750,000 of existing debt was retired, while completing $29.6 million in construction projects. So when you can't go to sleep and you need something to do, you'll enjoy that audit. It's pretty exciting. So anyway, other than that, I'll let you all move on to the rest of the meeting unless anybody has any questions.
All right. Any questions for Mayor Grandy? All right. Seeing none, the county attorney's report, Ms. Wilkinson.
I was saying that in the tradition of looking back from 2020, I just wanted to give you a quick summary that in addition to your nimble response and learning on the electronic meeting curve, you as a commission have also had weekly meetings in addition to your monthly meetings. And by my tally, you considered 161 resolutions in 2020. And so some months were higher than others in count, but that was 161 action items that were put before you over this year, even during the pandemic. And I just wanted to bring that to your attention as you go into 2021. And I brought some lights. I don't have as much as Santa, but I did want to bring a little joy to the season. So Merry Christmas. And if you have any questions, I'm always available to answer them. But seeing none, I'll just leave you with that as your summary for the year. 2 task forces, that in the total.
All right. Any questions for Ms. Wilkinson? I want to commend her on a great job she did for us on our proclamation. She put that together and wrote it like a champion. So, Allison, we appreciate you saying sometimes what we can't. So thank you so much. And I
it's
know
a privilege.
That was a quick job. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mayor, do we have a new director of the health department yet?
We do have a handshake but we don't have all the paperwork signed.
All right. We'll be waiting on next month on her. I don't think Dr. Flannery is here with us this evening. Matter of fact, it's not time for Dr. Flannery. It's time for the Rules Committee. Commissioner Tester?
Mr. Chairman, I think maybe you did skip some things there.
Maybe I'm on the wrong page. Hold on a minute. Yes, that makes a difference. A lot of difference in page 2 and 3. All right. I thought I was right. Dr. Flannery is not with us this evening. Our next item is the beer board. Commissioner Malone.
Yes, thank you. We did have a meeting this month with the beer board. There was just one application that was granted. It was our county attorney cautions me about saying it was a transfer because it wasn't a transfer, but it was a new application on an existing location. There was some unique things about it because it was within the yardage limitations or requirements relative to both a personal residence and a church. But those items, because the place that sold beer had been in existence before the other locations, those were kind of grandfathered in. But that application was approved. The minutes are on page 8. Any questions?
All right. Seeing none, we'll move on to the next item. The CIA committee, Commissioner Carriger.
You have the minutes before you for the December 2nd meeting. I'd be glad to answer any questions.
All right. Seeing no questions, the Employee Compensation and Benefits Committee did meet and did elect chairman, vice chairman, and secretary. And as you can see, I turned out to be the chairman. So I really appreciate them electing me chairman of that committee. I haven't served as a committee chairman in some time, but I'll do my very best to serve in that capacity. I know I have a lot of good help on that committee. That's all the action that was taken during that time. If there's any questions, seeing none, we'll move on to the next item, the Health, Education, and Welfare Committee. Commissioner Jones.
Thank you, Chairman. The Health, Education, and Welfare Committee met on December 2nd, and you can find the minutes from that meeting on page 17 of your packet. One of the exciting things that came out of that meeting was we had the opportunity to visit with our representatives-elect Hicks and Alexander, who came to learn about just how county government works, and in particular how Hugh serves as a starting place for considering school funding. And there was a lot of interest from them in the work that we're doing, not only in the area of school funding, but also as one of our priority areas in workforce development. So we had a great conversation with them, and it was really great to host them at that committee meeting. Other than that, I would bring your attention now to consider Resolution 2012-01, the subject of our executive session earlier. Ms. Wilkinson brought us this resolution to consider in the Hugh Committee. This resolution is the resolution affirming, ratifying, and supporting Drug Dealer Liability Act lawsuit related to opioid abuse, addiction, morbidity, and mortality in Washington County, Tennessee. And the committee considered the resolution, but did not, because we didn't have the benefit of speaking with General Baldwin or any of the lawyers from the firm, we were unable to make a recommendation or bring that to you in any other form except for your consideration this evening.
Mr. Chairman, if I could point out one thing with respect to the first whereas, there's authority cited that is Tennessee Code annotated 51118C, and that was used in a prior resolution for litigation and can serve as the basis of this. But for voting purposes, if you proceed under that statute, there's a 2/3 vote requirement. So just for the benefit of considering this resolution, 2/3 of the 15-member body would be 10.
Thank you. All right, so we'd need a 2/3 votes for approval.
Yes,
Commissioner Wheeler.
Chairman, for purposes of discussion, my understanding is there's no motion on the floor yet, but I would move to approve this resolution, again, for the purpose of discussion, with one amendment, that being to change Section 2 of the action clauses on page 2 of the resolution to read: the Washington County Commissioners support the Drug Dealer Liability Act lawsuit and hereby ratify and affirm the retention of counsel to file this lawsuit on behalf of Washington County, Tennessee against those legally responsible.
All right. Do we have a second with the amendment?
Second.
All right. Commissioner Huffine seconds with the amendment. Discussion or questions?
Call for question.
If I may, before the question is called, just for kind of coming back to our executive session, just one of the items I guess I had hoped to get on public record dealt with, and it looks ahead to a day when hopefully we have positive and favorable news from this litigation. But I thought that perhaps either Attorney General Baldwin or one of the attorneys involved, perhaps Mr. Stranch, could speak to the funds would be allocated and how those decisions would be made, assuming a positive outcome from this. Just echoing back to our executive session and what was discussed there, just to have it on public record.
I would be happy to.
Let's hold on there just a minute. Are we going to offer another amendment? Is that what we're going to do, or how?
I don't think another amendment is necessary. I would just propose that just for the public's consumption and transparency here, and for the future, I suppose that we just have some discussion on the public record about the future were the litigation to be successful, and how those funds would be, how it would be decided how those funds are allocated.
Okay. All right, go ahead, Mr. Thomas.
Well, and it may make it easier, if I may, to speed things up. As I understood from our executive session, the allocation of any monies, were the litigation to be successful, would ultimately be decided by this commission as it relates to the monies for Washington County. And while it was referenced in media or even in discussion of a committee that would be formed, but that committee itself, the constitution of that committee would even be determined by the full county commission. So again, in the desire for expediency, if I have misstated that, or if there's something different, please let us know. I just wanted to be sure that everyone understood that, not only those that were in the executive session, but the general public as well.
Councilman Malone, that is correct.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, that's all I had.
Commissioner Wheeler, was there anything that we would need to add to that amendment?
I don't really think it's an amendment, since I made it as part of the motion. So I don't think you have to vote on that as an amendment. Yes.
No, I mean anything where we're amending this. Oh, I've answered my own question. Thank you. I think I've got it now.
Mr. Chairman, I think that we have the motion as amended by Commissioner Wheeler, which would be Section 2 of the action clauses would read: the Washington County Commissioners support the Drug Dealer Liability Act lawsuit and hereby ratify and affirm the retention of counsel to file this lawsuit on behalf of Washington County and Tennessee against those legally responsible. Is that correct? And there's no other amendment? And then I think, okay, and then Commissioner Malone, I heard you asking a question of council to memorialize the intent that you understood while you're deliberating over this resolution. Is that right?
That is correct. Thank you.
Well, we've just got that one amendment then. Thank you both.
Okay. All right. Are there any further questions or discussion? Commissioner Wheeler?
Unmute. You're on mute.
You're muted.
You're muted.
Sorry about that.
It was eloquent.
I thought so, but I'd just like to ask Mr. Stranch to confirm one other thing, that any settlement would come back to the commission the way you all are handling this for approval.
That is correct.
And again, I guess I'd like, just for the record, to thank you all for the work you're doing, and General Baldwin for the work you're doing, and that your predecessor, my good friend Tony Clark, did. We appreciate what you all are doing. Thank you.
I have one question also.
Commissioner Jones?
What is the process by which you all keep us up to date on how things are going? Is it through our county attorney and then to us? And how frequently do you keep her in the loop? I just feel like if we don't hear about things regularly, it's harder for us to catch back up on the details after like 6 or 8 months goes by. We forget stuff. So the more we hear from you all, I think the better we'll do if things come up in the future.
If you would like to propose a time frame under which we would provide regular updates, whether that's quarterly or monthly, we would be happy to meet whatever schedule you would like.
I would think quarterly would be fine. Thank you.
Right. Any further questions? All right, seeing none. Madam Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
Yes.
Yes. Edens,
Yes.
Davenport,
Yes.
Matherly,
Yes.
Kate,
Yes.
Malone,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Gallagher,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Hester,
Yes.
Huffine,
Yes.
Wheeler,
Yes.
yes, 2 absent.
$13 yes and 2 absent, and the resolution passes. All right, any further questions or comments?
I would just like to say on behalf of the District Attorney's Office, I appreciate your action. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Baldwin. All right, our next item is the Rules Committee report. Commissioner Tester.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You'll find our minutes on page 22. We had a really good discussion in our committee meeting about electronic meetings. And one thing we do have one resolution, but before I get to that, there was one thing that I told the committee I would mention to you all tonight. And it's something that is in one of the attachments to our meeting minutes, which was a memo from our county attorney. And basically the point was to stress the importance of making an agenda and the documents for our committee meetings or any of our meetings that we hold electronically, to make all those documents and the agenda available to the public beforehand. That's something that Allison had in her memo, and we talked a little bit about, and I told the committee I would bring that to your all's attention tonight. The resolution we have is Resolution 2012-06, and it's amending Rule 4A. And basically our goal here was to make our public comment rule, put a provision in it for electronic meetings. And I'll quickly tell you what we changed, or what we recommended to change. In the second sentence, we made a minor change. It used to read, or the current rule reads, a public sign-in sheet for requesting an opportunity to address the board shall be made available by 5:30 p.m. prior to each meeting. We just changed that to say be made available 30 minutes prior to each meeting, so that the time was not specific there of 5:30. And down in sentence 4, it used to read, comments shall be limited to items on that meeting's agenda. And the proposal now reads, at the chair's discretion, comments may be limited to items on that meeting's agenda. So we added at the chair's discretion at the beginning of the sentence and changed the word shall to the word may. And then to provide for comments at electronic meetings, we added the very last sentence and recommended this sentence to be added. In the event of an electronic meeting, as may be allowed from time to time by state law, citizens may sign up to address the board with the mayor's office or communication director up to 2 hours prior to the meeting. And just for information purposes, Susan and Sherry and Allison, they all had worked some as well with Angie Charles this summer on allowing some folks to make some comments for a zoning public hearing. And so they already kind of had a method worked out to do that for people to sign up ahead of time and be let in one at a time to the meeting and that kind of thing. So basically the idea is to use that same method that they used back then, but we needed to add this in our rule to provide for that to happen. So with all that said, that's the changes, and I'll bring this resolution to you in the form of a motion with a recommendation for approval from the Rules Committee.
All right, motion made by Commissioner Tester. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Cate to approve the resolution. Discussion or questions?
Call for the question.
Question's been called. Madam Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
White,
Yes.
Fitzgerald.
Yes.
Edens,
Yes.
Davenport,
Yes.
Matherly,
Yes.
Cate,
Yes.
Malone,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Gallagher,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Tester,
Yes.
Fine,
Yes.
Wheeler.
Yes.
13 yes, 2 absent.
13 yes and 2 absent. The resolution passes. Any further questions or comments?
That's all I have, Mr. Chairman. And if anybody has questions, Merry Christmas to everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
All right, the Washington County Library Board of Trustees minutes are in your packet. Mayor Grandy sits on the Library Board of the County. If you have any questions, he'll be glad to answer them. The next item is the Budget Committee report. Commissioner Wheeler.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. You'll find our minutes on page 64 of the packet. We have 4 resolutions for your consideration this evening. The first is Resolution 20-12-02, a resolution to refund excess proceeds collected during the October 2014 property tax sale. This comes as a recommendation from the committee, and I move for its approval.
Commissioner Wheeler makes the motion to approve the resolution.
I will second the motion.
Commissioner Malone seconds the motion. Discussion or questions?
Call for the question.
Question's been called. Madam Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
White,
Yes.
Fitzgerald.
Yes.
Edens,
Yes.
Davenport,
Yes.
Matherly,
Yes.
Cate,
Yes.
Malone,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Gallagher,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Tester,
Yes.
Fine,
Yes.
Wheeler.
Yes.
13 yes, 2 absent.
Okay, 13 yes and 2 absent. The resolution passes. Commissioner Wheeler?
Our next resolution is Resolution 20-12-03, a resolution amending fiscal year budget 2020-2021 regarding additional funding for a full-time program assistant position. Found on page 88 of your packet. This comes as a recommendation from the committee, and I move for its approval.
Motion made by Commissioner Wheeler to approve the resolution.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Williams. Discussion or questions?
Call for the question.
Question's been called. Madam Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
White,
Yes.
Fitzgerald,
Yes.
Edens,
Yes.
Davenport,
Yes.
Yes.
Matherly,
Yes.
Yes.
Cate,
Yes.
Yes.
Malone,
Yes.
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Gallagher,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Tester,
Yes.
Huffine,
Yes.
Wheeler,
Yes.
13 yes, 2 absent.
13 yes and 2 absent. The resolution passes. Commissioner Wheeler?
Our next resolution is Resolution 12-20-04, resolution amending fiscal year budget 2020 and 2021 regarding renewal of Cisco SmartNet voice over internet protocol communication and WebEx software. Found at page 9 of your packet. This comes as a recommendation from the committee, and I move for its approval.
Motion made by Commissioner Wheeler. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Huffine to approve the resolution. Discussion? Questions?
Call for the question.
Madam Clerk, if you'll call the roll.
White,
Yes.
Fitzgerald,
Yes.
Edens,
Yes.
Davenport,
Yes.
Matherly,
Yes.
Tate,
Yes.
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Gallagher,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Huffine,
Yes.
Yes.
Wheeler,
Yes.
Yes.
13 yes, 2 absent.
13 yes and 2 absent. The resolution passes. Commissioner Wheeler?
Our final resolution is Resolution 20-12-05, resolution authorizing Washington County, Tennessee to execute the Emergency Management Performance Grant contract to receive cost reimbursement. Found on page 92 of your packet. This comes as a recommendation from the committee, and I move for its approval.
Motion made by Commissioner Wheeler. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Carrigan. Discussion or questions? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, call the roll.
White,
Yes.
Fitzgerald,
Yes.
Edens,
Yes.
Davenport,
Yes.
Matherly,
Yes.
Tate,
Yes.
Malone,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Gallagher,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Tester,
Yes.
Huffine,
Yes.
Wheeler,
Yes.
13 yes, 2 absent.
13 yes and 2 absent. The resolution passes. Anything else, Commissioner Wheeler?
That's all we have, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we have no old business to bring to you this evening. We do have resolution 2012-07 is a resolution approving the election of notaries public for appointment and or not a pub appointment for Washington County, Tennessee. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Evans, seconded by Commissioner Carrigan to approve the resolution. Madam Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
White,
Yes.
Fitzgerald,
Yes.
Edens,
Yes.
Davenport,
Yes.
Matherly,
Yes.
Tate,
Yes.
Malone,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Gallagher,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Tester,
Yes.
Huffine,
Yes.
Wheeler,
Yes.
13 yes, 2 absent.
13 yes, 2 absent. The resolution passes. Last thing this evening is the cutoff date and time of next month's County Commission agenda of January the 14th at 12 noon. About this time, I would be telling you we would be going downstairs for refreshments. But since we're not together this evening, we'll have refreshments maybe the next time we can gather. Hopefully that's sooner than later. Do we have a motion to adjourn and tell everyone Merry Christmas?
So moved.
Motion made by Commissioner Eden, seconded by Commissioner Carriger to adjourn. All in favor of adjourning signify by saying aye.
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 Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Thanks for approving Santa's landing.
Yes. No Santa, you know.
Don't want to get on the naughty list. Yeah.
No. That's our first Santa approval. It may not be our last.
Merry Christmas.